change, I cannot be changed, no. Trust me, I've tried. I'd stand up right at the start of the line, drawing circles.
Welcome to the place where you're in the camera and I'm on the screen. I'm your host, Em DeGray. Welcome to the show. If you were easily offended, there's the door. Get the fuck out. And today we are here to talk about the beautifully done, masterful Mac Miller and his final album, Circles. This is 13-minute Thursdays. Almost said 3-minute Tuesdays. This is 13-minute Thursdays. And what 13-minute Thursdays is basically I review whatever the fuck I feel like and attempt to condense all of my thoughts down into 13 minutes. Whether or not that happens is completely up to what I'm talking about. I don't think I'm going to make any of the ones this week. Yeah, like I said, we're here to talk about the incredible and inspirational and just amazing person that is Mac Miller and his new album, his final album, Circles. So let's get a timer up that I'm definitely going to fail with this one. And let's talk about it. I think before we start, I just want to say some thoughts that I personally have about Mac Miller that I haven't really shared with a lot of people in the past. Over the last probably about 5 years, I've listened to a lot more Mac Miller. And I've always respected him as an artist. But I really learned to look up to him. And he really has inspired a lot of things that I've done, and he's definitely helped me through some hard times. And I think at the point of his passing, I was at a point where I would definitely call myself more than a casual fan. And I really, really didn't expect when I heard that he was gone for it to affect me the way it did. I was genuinely sad. I was genuinely just broken up about it. And listening to this album, this work, this masterfully crafted work of art, honestly, is one of the hardest things for a fan of his to go through, because you see within yourself what he was going through. Because Mac Miller is one of those people who never hesitated to wear his addiction problems and his mental health problems out in the open and talk about them. And you see a lot of that in this album. And this album as a whole, for me, is one of the, if not the best body of works, to really showcase who Mac Miller was. It showcases him in a different light. It showcases him as a whole as this diverse, incredibly talented, but also deeply tormented and hurt person. And it's really a beautiful album. And I'm honored that I get to listen to it. I have a physical copy in vinyl form from his website coming here soon. Well, honestly, this is a gorgeously done album, and it is one of my favorites from him. And it has some songs that I will never stop listening to because of how much they parallel with myself and how much you can tell that they meant to him. So now we're going to jump in and we're going to talk about each song individually. So there's going to probably be a lot of cuts here because it's a lot of information to remember. I wrote it all down in a script. I'm actually going to cut out where I look and get it. So you'll see a lot of jump cuts here and there. And I'm sorry in advance. Number 1 is Circles, the title track.
I can keep you safe. Do not be afraid, do not be afraid. You're feeling sorry, I'm feeling fine. Don't you put any more stress on yourself, it's one day at a time.
It opens up beautifully and simply and immediately pulls you into Mac Miller and his thought process in his mind. And it's a gorgeous sounding track with a beautiful beat and immediately sets the tone for the album. And that is what a good opening track does. And it's very well done. And in general, as a whole, this entire album, I have zero bad things to say about it. And the whole album is a vibe and feels incredible. And I genuinely, genuinely love it. Number 2 is the song Complicated.
For I start to think about the future, first can I please get through a day without any complications?
Complicated is a complicated beat. And that's not a bad thing. It's a very more upbeat than the first song. It's very much feels a little better. And it is this beautiful electronic beat. And at first you hear it and you're like, this is going to sound weird with Mac's voice. But the way that they blended it together and engineered this song is just delightfully done and flawless. And it's so beautiful to the point where it's just, you get lost in the song. And it has beautiful lyrics and a beautiful story. And just the line, I'm way too young to feel this old, is just one of those lines that we've all said and all experienced. And it's just so powerful when you hear somebody like Mac, considering the circumstances, say something like that. And it's a very, very good song and is very beautifully done and is one of the more unique sounding and interesting tracks on the album, but is also one of my favorites and is absolutely beautifully done. And I love every minute of listening to this song. Number 3 is actually Blue World.
I ain't politicking, I ain't kissing no babies. The devil on my doorstep being so shady. Don't trip. We don't gotta let him in. Don't trip.
Yeah. Blue World's opening immediately sounds like a song from the 50s or 60s or maybe earlier. And I immediately fell in love with this song. And then just the way that Mac Miller does his melodic rapping on this and shows the other side, his actual skillfulness as a storyteller and a rapper, really, really heavily showcases that through this song and is absolutely beautiful done. And Mac's ability to not only do this beautiful melodic rapping, but to tell and paint a beautiful picture and crawl over a beat is so skillfully done and flawlessly done. And I absolutely adore the way that he does it and the way that he sounds on this track. Number 4 is actually the song Good News.
Why can't it just be easy? Why does everybody need me to stay? Oh, I hate the feeling when you're high but you're underneath the ceiling. Got the cards in my hand, I hate dealing.
Now, Good News is one of the more difficult songs to listen to on this album because it's very much a song that from the start of the song, you immediately feel that this is going to be a heavy song just from the beat. And then once Mac comes in and you realize what the song is, which is a song where very much Mac is stuck in his own head and his own depression and is writing his way out. And it's one of the songs on this album where it almost feels like Mac knew something was coming and he had to get this off of his chest to get to some happiness before he passed. And it's really difficult to listen to, knowing the circumstances and being a fan of somebody like Mac and knowing what happened to him, and hearing this song was so emotional for me and still is. And it's really hard to listen to without just completely breaking down and crying. And it's a beautifully done song and is absolutely gorgeous. And it's very much a song that I can relate to heavily because the way his thought process seems to work is very similar to the way my thought process works when I'm in my deep depressions and I'm very much stuck in my head, and it's very beautiful. And it's just a shame because he's just such a inspiration and he is so skillful and he very much will be missed. Song number 5 is actually the song I Can See, and it's another very difficult song to listen to.
And all I know, if life is but a dream, and so are we.
It's very much another song too that it's just, it sounds like the similar thought process that I have when I'm depressed. and it's very much just Mac trying to get through this thing that's bothering him, and he's just trying to write his way out of this hole that he's in and get to a better place. And it's another really hard song to listen to, and but it's very beautifully done. The beat's beautiful, and it's also one of those really weird and unique sounding beats that you wouldn't think would make sense, but it makes perfect sense, and it works flawlessly with Mac and with his style, and it's very beautiful. And I absolutely adored it. Number 6 is one of my personal favorite songs, and it is actually the song "Everybody."
Stop blind man standing on the corner, baby. And he couldn't hardly tie his shoes. Yeah. Harmonica and guitar strapped around his neck. But he sure could play the blues.
Everybody has this really beautiful opening that builds into this incredible sounding beat. And just the way that Mac is telling the story of his life, and the way his cadence and the way he sings the chorus, you can literally feel him smiling ear to ear while he's recording it. And you can feel it through your headset, like he's standing in front of you and you're just seeing him smile and enjoying himself. And the story towards the end of the old man who's blind is so beautiful and so powerful. And just how Mac learned from him that he needs to enjoy what he has before it's gone is just such a beautiful sentiment that we all should take into account. And it's very well done and very beautiful. And it's just an absolutely incredible song. And one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Mac Miller songs, period. It's so fucking good. Number 7 is the song Woods.
Yeah, I never slip, I never fall. I try to tell you about a better life and get involved. Big or small, it's been my fault. I keep it safe, it's in a vault. Blindfolded, keep it going till we hit.
It's a very beautiful song, and it's very much just Mac talking to a woman, and just kind of talking out his feelings, and is done in a way that is just absolutely gorgeous. And just the way that Mac raps on this, and then again, it's another song that really shows off his skills as a rapper and painting a picture. It's very beautifully done, very well mixed, and it's just a wonderful sounding song, and I absolutely love it. And it's really one of my favorite songs too. It's another really, really good song, and I really like it. Number 9 is another one of those hard songs. It's the song "That's on Me."
That's on me, that's on me, I know. That's on me, it's all my fault. That's on me.
It's just Mac working through his depression and through his sorrow and getting through it with us and sharing it with us. And it's very beautiful. And the chorus is one of my favorite things about the song. And it just sounds so amazing. And the way it's mixed and the way they overlaid his vocals in a way for the chorus just flows so beautifully. And you just hear it, and it's just, ooh, it's butter on the ears. It sounds amazing, and I love it. Number 10 is the song "Hands."
Get the fuck out of my car, this ain't a taxi. They love to see me lonely, hate to see me happy. Call me what you want, she call me daddy. Got a knack for getting nasty, every day we keep a tally.
And it's a beautiful song. It's a good rap song. And it is definitely the weirdest song, but in a very good way, on this track. And for me, personally, it actually sounds a lot like J. Cole in his earlier career. And it's just a good rap song. It's just Mac talking about things that rappers talk about. Money, girls, whatever. Depression, I don't care. It's a little bit of everything in here. And he's just going. He's just freestyling. He's just having fun with the song and the beat. It's fucking good. And whoo, I love this side of Mac. It's so much. As an artist, it's so cool to see this from other artists. Just when you just have fun on a track is the best feeling in the world. and it's beautiful to watch Mac do it, and it's just it's good. It's a good song. Song number 11 is actually my personal favorite song on the album, and it's the song Surf.
Well, sometimes I get lonely, not when I'm alone, but it's more when I'm standing in crowds that I'm feeling the most on my own. And I know that somebody knows me. I know somewhere there.
Surf is a gorgeous song. It's very much a love song, but it's very much just this gorgeously made song. And the intro with this beautiful, angelic, flawless melody leading you into the song is absolutely incredible. And then just the line from the song where he says, "I feel most alone in a crowded room," is the most in my head thought that has been pulled out by somebody else and thrown into a song that I have ever heard in my life. It's such thought that I have on an all the time basis. And it's just like, Mac, you calm down, brother. It's so good though. It's so good, and it's definitely my favorite Mac Miller song. It's a beautiful song, and I love it. And I think it's also one of my favorites because I can relate to it so much, and it's a great song. And I love this song. Number 12, the final track on the album, is Once a Day.
Don't keep it all in your head. The only place that you know nobody ever can see. You running low on regret. No tears that's keeping you wet. I think you getting it now.
And Once a Day couldn't be a more beautiful close to an incredibly well-made project, for me anyway. It's just another song where Mac is just going through his emotions and trying to get out of them, trying to get out of his own way. And it's beautiful in absolutely every way. And it's almost like he's saying goodbye in the song. It really does give you that vibe. And it is honestly the best way they could have possibly ended this album. It's very much like a pat, like, hey, I'm gone now. This is my last hurrah. And it hits right in the feels after you've been through this emotional journey, and then the last song is an emotional journey. It's just good. So, in conclusion, Mac Miller is incredible. And yeah, as a whole, the album was perfect. It has the whole album is just a vibe of going through Mac's mind and feeling your way through it and getting through things with him. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, normally we do a rating. My rating is 1 to 13. And for me, I would be uncomfortable to give this album anything except a perfect score of a 13 out of 13. For me, being a fan of Mac, being being inspired by him and knowing who he is and what he was about in his life, not knowing him personally obviously, but knowing him from a distance and knowing his music, this was amazing. And he will be missed. In every single way he will be missed. And from me personally, I just want to say, Mac, thank you so much for being an inspiration, for helping me through hard times, and for just being an incredible person and inspiring so many incredible artists. And it's a shame that I'll never get to sit down next to you and pick your brain about music and about creativity and about the world. And I absolutely adore this project. And it's very much a last beautiful, flawless thing that you have put out, and is a gorgeous body of work that you've left behind. And your legacy will never be forgotten because you are incredible. So thank you. But with all that being said, that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to smack the like. If you want to see all the other videos coming out this rest of the week and all the videos that have come out since already, be sure to subscribe and check those out. If you want to be notified when things go up, be sure to fondle the bell like a good pair of balls. And I will see you all in the very next video of whatever I make. Ta-ta for now. Now I'm out. Poof.